Act 1 Scene 3 Room in Polonius's house. Enter Laertes and Ophelia. Lar. My necessaries are embarked, farewell, and, sister, as the winds give benefit in convoy as assistant, do not sleep, but let me hear from you. Off. Do you doubt that? Lar. For Hamlet and the trifling of his favors, hold it a fashion and a toy in blood, a violet in the youth of primy nature, forward, not permanent, sweet, not lasting, the perfume and suppliance of a minute, no more. Off. No more but so. Lar. Think it no more. For nature crescent does not grow lone and fuse in bulk, but, as this temple waxes, the inward service of the mind and soul grows white withal. Perhaps he loves you now, and now no soil nor caudle doth besmirch the virtue of his will, but you must fear, his greatness weighed, his will is not his own, for he himself is subject to his birth. He may not, as unvalued persons do, carve for himself, for on his choice depends the sanity and health of the whole state, and therefore must his choice be circumscribed unto the voice and yielding of that body whereof he is the head. Then, if he says he loves you, it fits your wisdom so far to believe it, as he in his particular act and place may give his saying deed, which is no further than the main voice of Denmark goes withal. Then weigh what loss your honor may sustain, if with too credent you list his songs, or lose your heart, or your chaste treasure open to his unmastered importunity. Fear it, Ophelia, fear it, my dear sister, and keep you in the rear of your affection, out of the shot and danger of desire. The chariest maid is prodigal enough, if she unmask her beauty to the moon. Virtue itself scapes not calumnious strokes. The canker galls the infants of the spring too oft before the buttons be disclosed, and in the morn and liquid dew of youth contagious blasphements are most imminent. Be wary then, best safety lies in fear, youth to his self rebels, though none else snare. Off. I shall the effect of this good lesson keep, as watchman to my heart. But, good my brother, do not, as some ungracious pastors do, show me the steep and thorny way to heaven, whilst, like a puffed and reckless libertine, himself the primrose path of dalliance treads, and recks not his own reed. Lar. Oh, fear me not. Enter Polonius. I stay too long. But here my father comes. A double blessing is a double grace, occasion smiles upon a second leave. Pull. Yet here, Laertes. Aboard, for shame. The wind sits in the shoulder of your sail, and you are stayed for. There, my blessing with you. And these few precepts in thy memory see thou character. Give thy thoughts no tongue, nor any unproportionate thought is act. Be thou familiar, but by no means vulgar. The friends thou hast, and their adoption tried, grapple them to thy soul with hoops of steel, but do not dull thy palm with entertainment of each new hatchet unfledged comrade. Beware of entrance to a quarrel, but being in, bear it that the opposed may beware of thee. Give every man thine ear, but few thy voice, take each man's censure, but reserve thy judgment. Costly thy habit as thy purse can buy, but not express it in fancy, rich, not gaudy, for the Apparel oft proclaims the man. And they in France of the best rank and station are most select and generous in that. Neither a borrower nor a lender be, for loan oft loses both itself and friend, and borrowing dulls the edge of husbandry. This above all, to thine own self be true, and it must follow, as the night the day, thou canst not then be false to any man. Farewell, my blessing season this in thee. Lar. Most humbly do I take my leave, my lord. Pol. The time invites you, go, your servants tend. Lar. Farewell, Ophelia, and remember well what I have said to you. Off. 'Tis in my memory locked, and you yourself shall keep the key of it. Lar. Farewell. Exit. Pol. What is 't, Ophelia, he hath said to you? Off. So please you, something touching the Lord Hamlet. Pol. Marry, well Bethet. 'Tis told me, he hath very oft of late given private time to you, and you yourself have of your audience been most free and bounteous. If it be so, as so 'tis put on me, and that in way of caution, I must tell you, you do not understand yourself so clearly as it behoves my daughter and your honor. What is between you? Give me up the truth. Off. He hath, my lord, of late made many tenders of his affection to me. Pol. Affection, Prue. You speak like a green girl, unsifted in such perilous circumstance. Do you believe his tenders, as you call them? Off. I do not know, my lord, what I should think. Pol. Marry, I'll teach you. Think yourself a baby that you have ta'en his tenders for true pay, which are not sterling. Tender yourself more dearly, or not to crack the wind of the poor phrase, running it thus you'll tender me a fool. Off. My lord, he hath importunate me with love in honorable fashion. Pol. A fashion you may call it. Go to. Off. And hath given countenance to his speech, my lord, with almost all the holy vows of heaven. Pol. A springes to catch woodcocks. I do know, when the blood burns, how prodigal the soul lends the tongue vows. These blazes, daughter, giving more light than heat, extinct in both even in their promise, as it is a making, you must not take for fire. From this time, daughter, be somewhat scanter of your maiden presence. Set your entreatments at a higher rate than a command to parley. For Lord Hamlet, believe so much in him, that he is young, and with a larger tether, may he walk than may be given you. And few, Ophelia, do not believe his vows, for they are brokers, not of that dye which their investments show, but mere implorators of unholy suits, breathing like sanctified and pious bawds, the better to beguile. This is for all. I would not, in plain terms, from this time forth, have you so slander any moment leisure as to give words or talk with the Lord Hamlet. Look to tea, I charge you. Come your ways. Off. I shall obey, my lord. Excellent. Scene 4. The platform enter Hamlet, Horatio, and Marcellus Ham. The air bites shrewdly. It is very cold. Hor. It is a nipping and an eager air. Ham. What hour now? Hor. I think it lacks of 12. Mar. No, it is struck. Hor. Indeed. I heard it not. Then it draws near the season wherein the spirit held his wont to walk. The flourish of trumpets, and 2 pieces go off within. What does this mean, my lord? Ham. The king doth wait tonight and takes his rouse keeps wassail, and the swaggering up spring reels, and, as he drains his draughts of Rhenish down, the kettle drum and trumpet thus bray out the triumph of his pledge. Hor. Is it a custom? Ham. Marry, is tea, but to my mind, though I am native here, and to the manner born, it is a custom more honoured in the breach than the observance. This heavy-headed revel east and west makes us stradicate and tax it of other nations. They cleave us drunkards, and with swinish phrase soil our diction, and indeed it takes from our achievements, though performed at height, the pith and marrow of our attribute. So, oft it chances in particular men, that for some vicious mole of nature in them, as, in their birth wherein they are not guilty, since nature cannot choose his origin by their o'ergrowth of some complexion oft breaking down the pales and forts of reason, or by some habit, that too much o'erleavens the form of plausive manners, that these men, carrying, I say, the stamp of one defect, being nature's livery, or fortune's star, his virtues else, be they as pure as grace, as infinite as man may undergo, shall in the general censure take corruption from that particular fault. The dram of eel doth all the noble substance often doubt to his own scandal. Enter goes Hor. Look, my lord, it comes. Ham. Angels and ministers of grace defend us. Be thou a spirit of health or goblin damned, bring with the airs from heaven or blasts from hell, be thy intents wicked or charitable, thou comest in such a questionable shape, that I will speak to thee. I'll call thee Hamlet, king, father, royal Dane, oh, answer me. Let me not burst in ignorance, but tell why thy canonised bones, hearsed in death, have burst their cerements, why the sepulchre, wherein we saw thee quietly inurned, hath oped his ponderous and marble jaws, to cast thee up again. What may this mean, that thou, dead corse, again in complete steel revisits, thus the glimpses of the moon, making night hideous, and we fools of nature so horridly to shake our disposition with thoughts beyond the reaches of our souls? Say, why is this? Wherefore? What should we do? Those beckons Hamlet. Hor. It beckons you to go away with it, as if it some impartment did desire to you alone. Mar. Look, with what courteous action it wafts you to a more removed ground. But do not go with it. Hor. No, by no means. Ham. It will not speak, then will I follow it. Hor. Do not, my lord. Ham. Why, what should be the fear? I do not set my life at a pin's fee, and for my soul, what can it do to that, being a thing immortal as itself? It waves me forth again. I'll follow it. Hor. What if it tempt you toward the flood, my lord, or to the dreadful summit of the cliff that beetles o'er his base into the sea, and there assumes some other horrible form, which might deprive your sovereignty of reason, and draw you into madness? Think of it. The very place puts toys of desperation, without more motive, into every brain, that looks so many fathoms to the sea, and hears it roar beneath. Ham. It wafts me still. Go on, I'll follow thee. Mar. You shall not go, my lord. Ham. Hold off your hand. Hor. Be rolled, you shall not go. Ham. My fate cries out, and makes each petty artery in this body as hardly as the Nemean lion's nerve. Still am I called. Unhand me, gentlemen. By heaven, I'll make a ghost of him that lets me. I say, away. Go on, I'll follow thee. Excellent ghost in Hamlet. Hor. He waxes desperate with imagination. Mar. Let's follow. 'Tis not fit thus to obey him. Hor. Have after. To what issue will this come? Mar. Something is rotten in the state of Denmark. Hor. Heaven will direct it. Mar. Nay, let's follow him. Excellent. Scene 5. Another part of the platform enter Ghost and Hamlet. Ham. Where wilt thou lead me? Speak, I'll go no further. Ghost. Mark me. Ham. I will. Ghost. My hour is almost come, when I to sulphurous and tormenting flames must render up myself. Ham. Alas, poor Ghost. Ghost. Pity me not, but lend thy serious hearing to what I shall unfold. Ham. Speak, I am bound to hear. Ghost. So art thou to revenge, when thou shalt hear? Ham. What? Ghost. I am thy father's spirit, doomed for a certain term to walk the night, and for the day confident to fast in fires, till the fell crimes done in my days of nature are burnt and purged away. But that I am forbid to tell the secrets of my prison house, I could a tale unfold whose lightest word would harrow up thy soul, freeze thy young blood, make thy 2 eyes, like stars, start from their spheres, thy naughty and combined locks to part, and each particular hair to stand on end. like quills upon the fretful porpentine. But this eternal blazing must not be to ears of flesh and blood. List, Hamlet, oh, list. If thou didst ever thy dear father love Ham, O God, ghost, revenge his foul and most unnatural murder. Ham, murder, ghost, murder most fell, as in the best it is, but this most fell, strange, and unnatural. Ham, haste me to know that I, with wings as swift as meditation or the thoughts of love, may sweep to my revenge. Ghost, I find thee apt, and duller shouldst thou be than the fat wheat that roots itself in ease on Lee the wharf, wouldst thou not stir in this. Now, Hamlet, here. It's given out that, sleeping in mine orchard, a serpent stung me, so the whole air of Denmark is by a forged process of my death rankly abusted. But know, thou noble youth, the serpent that did sting thy father's life now wears his crown. Ham, O my prophetic soul, mine uncle, ghost. That incestuous, that adulterate beast, with witchcraft of his wit, with traitorous gifts, O wicked wit and gifts, that have the power so to seduce, when to his shameful lust the will of my most seeming virtuous queen. O Hamlet, what a falling off was there! From me, his love was of that dignity, that it went hand in hand even with the vow I made to her in marriage, and to decline upon a wretch whose natural gifts were poor to those of mine. But virtue, as it never will be moved, though lewdness court it in a shape of heaven, so lust, though to a radiant angel link it, will sate itself in a celestial bed, and prey on garbage. But, soft, methinks I scent the morning's air. Brief let me be. Sleeping within mine orchard, my custom always in the afternoon, upon my secure hour thy uncle stole, with juice of cursed Hebanon in a vial, and in the porches of mine ears, did pour the leprous distilment. His effect holds such an enmity with blood of man, that swift as quicksilver it courses through the natural gates and alleys of the body, and with a sudden vigor it doth posset and curd, like eager droppings into milk, the thin and wholesome blood. So did it mine, and a most instant header bark it about, most laser-like, with vile and loathsome crust, all my smooth body. Thus was I, sleeping, by a brother's hand of life, of crown, and queen, at once dispatched, cut off even in the blossoms of my sin, unhouseled, disappointed, unannulled, no reckoning made, but sent to my account with all my imperfections on my head. Oh, horrible, most horrible. If thou hast nature in thee, bear it not, let not the royal bed of Denmark be a couch for luxury and damned incest. But, howsoever thou pursuest this act, taint not thy mind, nor let thy soul contrive against thy mother aught. Leave her to heaven and to those thorns that in her bosom lodge, to prick and sting her. Fare thee well at once. The glowworm shows the matin to be near, and gins to pale his ineffectual fire. Adieu, adieu. Hamlet, remember me. Exit. Ham. O all you host of heaven. O earth. What else? And shall I couple hell? O, fie. Hold, my heart, and you, my sinews, grow not instant old, but bear me stiffly up. Remember thee. Thou poor ghost, while memory holds a seat in this distracted globe. Remember thee. Yea, from the table of my memory I'll wipe away all trivial fond records, all saws of books, all forms, all pressures past, that youth and observation copied there, and thy commandment all alone shall live within the book and volume of my brain, unmixed with baser matter. Yes, yes, by heaven. O most pernicious woman. O villain, villain, smiling, damned villain. My tables meet it as I set it down. That one may smile, and be a villain. At least I'm sure it may be so in Denmark. So, uncle, there you are. Now to my word, it is adieu, adieu. Remember me. I have sworn to march and whore. Within. My lord, march within. Lord Hamlet, whore. Within. Heaven secure him. Ham. So be it. March within. Illo, ho, ho, my lord. Ham. Hillo, ho, ho, boy. Come, bird, come. Enter Horatio and Marcellus Mar. How's he, my noble lord? Whore. What news, my lord? Ham. Oh, wonderful. Whore. Good my lord, tell it. Ham. No, you reveal it. Whore. Not I, my lord, by heaven. Mar. Nor I, my lord. Ham. How say you, then, would heart of man once think it, but you'll be secret. Whore. And Mar. By heaven, my lord. Ham. There's ne'er a villain dwelling in all Denmark, but he's an arrant knave. Whore. There needs no ghost, my lord, come from the grave to tell us this. Ham. Why, right, you are the right. And so, without more circumstance of all, I hold it fit, that we shake hands and part. You, as your business and desire shall point you, for every man has business and desire, such as it is, and for mine own poor part, look you, I'll go pray. Whore. These are but wild and whirling words, my lord. Ham. I'm sorry they offend you, heartily, yes, faith, heartily. Whore. There's no offense, my lord. Ham. Yes, by St. Patrick, but there is, Horatio, and much offense too. Touching this vision here, it is an honest ghost, that let me tell you. For your desire to know what is between us, or Mr. T as you may. And now, good friends, as you are friends, scholars, and soldiers, give me one poor request. Whore. What is tea, my lord? We will, Ham. Never make known what you have seen tonight. Whore. And my lord, we will not, Ham. Nay, but swear tea whore. In faith, my lord, not I nor I, my lord, in faith, Ham. Upon my sword, we have sworn, my lord, already, Ham. Indeed, upon my sword, indeed. Ghost, swear. Ghost cries under the stage, Ham. Ah, ha, boy, say'st thou so? Art thou there, Trupany? Come on, you hear this fellow in the cellarage. Consent to swear, whore. Propose the oath, my lord, Ham. Never to speak of this, that you have seen. Swear by my sword, ghost. Beneath, swear, Ham. Hic at you beak. Then we'll shift our ground. Come thither, gentlemen, and lay your hands again upon my sword. Never to speak of this that you have heard. Swear by my sword, ghost. Beneath, swear, Ham. Well said, old mole. Canst work I the earth so fast? A worthy pioneer. Once more remove, good friends. Whore. O day and night, but this is wondrous strange, Ham. And therefore as a stranger give it welcome. There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy. But come, here, as before, never, so help you mercy, how strange or odd soever I bear myself, as I perchance hereafter shall think me to put an antic disposition on, that you, at such time seeing me, never shall, with arms encumbered thus, or this head shake. Or by pronouncing of some doubtful phrase, as well, we know, or we could, and if we would, or if we list to speak, or there be, and if they might, or such ambiguous giving out, to note that you know aught of me, this not to do, so grace and mercy at your most need help you, swear. Ghost. Beneath. Swear. Ham. Rest, perturbed spirit. They swear. So, gentlemen, with all my love I do commend me to you. And what so poor a man as Hamlet is made you, to express his love and friending to you, God willing, shall not lack. Let us go in together, and still your fingers on your lips, I pray. The time is out of joint, O cursed spite, that ever I was born to set it right. Nay, come, let's go together. Excellent.